Welcome back to the new chapter Presentation Skills. Now, what is a presentation? Come, let's discuss. A presentation is a means of communication that can be adapted to various speaking in situations such as talking to a group, addressing a meeting, or briefing a team. A presentation can also be used as a broad term that encompasses either speaking engagements, such as making a speech at a wedding or getting a point across in a video conference. To be effective, step by step preparation and the method and means of presenting the information should be carefully considered. A presentation requires you to get a message across to the listeners and will often contain a persuasive element. It may, for example, be a talk about the positive work of your organization, what you could offer an employer, or why you should receive additional funding for a project. Presentations are very important nowadays. Even we can sit at a part of the world and deliver a message all across the world. Now, let's discuss the key elements of a presentation. Making a presentation is a way of communicating your thoughts and ideas to an audience. Moving forward, the key components of a presentation. You need to consider all the key elements. Firstly, the context. Ask yourself the following questions to develop a full understanding of the context of the presentation. When and where will you deliver your presentation? Will it be in a setting you are familiar with or somewhere new? Will the presentation be within a formal or less formal setting? Will the presentation be to a small group or a large crowd? Or are you already familiar with the audience or not? And what is the audience expecting to learn from you and your presentation? You need to consider all these points while delivering a presentation. The next point is the presenter. The role of the presenter is to communicate with the audience and control the presentation. Remember, though, that this may also include handing over the control to your audience, especially if you want some kind of interaction. And then comes the message. The message or messages are delivered by the presenter to the audience. The message is delivered not just by the spoken word, that is verbal communication, but can be augmented by techniques such as voice projection, body language, gestures, eye contact, which I mean non-verbal communication, and visual aids also. The message will also be affected by the audience's expectations. For example, if you have been billed as speaking on one particular topic and you choose to speak on another, the audience is unlikely to take your message on board even if you present very well. They will judge your presentation a failure because you have not met their expectations. So, keep these points in mind when you actually deliver a presentation. And nowadays, as we can see, a presentation can also be in an online mode rather than an offline mode. So, you have to be very punctual and keep in notice all these terms.